kia ora ana. Uh, so this recording is actually going to be the last video for the Back to Business series that I started a month ago. And the reason for that is because, like, I'm in it, right? And it was an initial way for me to, like, zoom down my runway and build that momentum to take off, and I needed that. I needed a space to express. I needed a space to reflect and to somewhat keep me accountable, and I've done that. So each week, recording what I've done and what I plan to do, sharing raw and real about how I've been feeling. And so now, rather than, building up to be back into business, I'm back, right? So my resignation date is the 31st of May. But I've essentially wrapped up, and now we're sailing, right? We're sailing. So I want to share a few little last pearls of wisdom, if you like, things that have been coming up and important for me as I set sail, right? And wrap this series up, because I wanted to do weekly updates about going back into business, and I feel like that has run its course. Like, literally, we've done the runway, and now and it just doesn't feel correct to keep making these, or having to remain consistent in making these videos, when actually now the journey becomes about, sharing a whole different range of things. So the offers are up on my website. There's a few more that I'm adding in there. But the foundations are laid, and now it's time to start talking to them and to start painting out the journey that people would go on, and painting out the picture of the value of the work and the services that I provide, and also to start painting a picture of, like, who I am, right? Saw a cool video online which speaks to a lot of what I believe in, which is that, you can be great at what you do. You can be the authority. You can have all the experience in what you do. However, if people don't connect with you, and don't get to see you, then they, that might be a reason why, they can't commit to going on a journey with you. And that's what I've always done. It's in the past, the theme was all about, like, trying and forcing to put myself out there, when, people dear to me have always said, you are the thing, right? You are the thing. And I also, saw another video about creating raving fans and how you do that. And as I was listening to this person speak, which I understand there's a method, a strategy to everything, and I understand these things, but, creating raving fans is really as simple as, like, just being genuine. When you are consistent and you help somebody understand the journey they're going to go on, and then they go on that journey, and you deliver beyond their expectation, and provide a service that not only delivers but over delivers and is genuine, that's what makes people want to be in relationship with you, and aka to be a raving fan. And I thought about this, and I was like, you know what, I do this naturally. It's like, there is no strategy behind it. When you come into space with me, this is exactly what I do. Sure, there have been times where I was not a fit for some people, and, they exited my space, and I, have never heard from them ever again. Like, I've had those experiences as well, but what I learned, when I reflected on those times, was that, maybe there was some stuff before they came into into doing the work with me that, I could have foreseen, or if I had have done a better job at going through and actually connecting to what they wanted, and feeling into what they wanted, and getting a feel for if we align, then maybe coming into space, we wouldn't have learnt that we weren't a fit once we get into the space. And I guess what I'm trying to say here is that previously, when I was in business, there was an element of needing to create revenue and resources to be able to sustain yourself. And I think, yeah, just the trying to do that on the fly while learning my craft, like still learning my craft essentially, still trying to shape my who I am whilst trying to build that business. The first time I did it, that was a challenge. Now there's this place inside of me where I'm like, you know, I don't have to prove a whole lot of things. I just need to um just wake up every day and do what I know how to do, and do that consistently and in a way that's clear, for people to understand um, that this is what we're doing, and to instill confidence, right? So if I just wake up every day and do those things, then I don't need to worry about um, the rest. You know what I mean? The the course will take, like, it will happen naturally, that if I take care of these things every day, wake up and take action on what I know how to take action on, then, you know, the path has got to run its course. So the other thing I want to note down here is that I really want to speak life into why I'm actually putting out content online, okay? And because there is a way to build a business where it is offline. Like, I have sisters, and I know people that don't all the way prioritize being online and having an online presence for their own reasons. And I am someone, as a 2/4 projector, who's designed to be in community and to be building relationships in person. And I want to make room for that, and I am making room for that. The two aspect of me is sort of somewhat in the cave still a little bit, comfortable in the cave, but yeah, getting out in person and community is where I want to go, and I know that it's possible. So why am I showing up online? I th- I think the best way to describe it is because I am expressive enough to do so. So I actually enjoy speaking and putting myself out online. And some people just don't enjoy that, and so yeah, they probably, they don't, which is that makes sense. I actually enjoy it. Marutoa says to me, "You love watching your own videos, eh?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And he's like, "That's great, to admire yourself is great." And I was like, "Cool." Like, I admire watching myself and listening to myself when I'm authentic, And then sometimes I'm like, "Oh, girl, why are you?" Especially in the previous iteration of my business life, there was a lot of times where I was like, "What doing?" I could feel the force and was like, "Oh, skip." But these days, I actually take a lot away from the stuff that I create, because a lot of the times I'm just jamming naturally, like right now, and then I watch it back and then I'm like, shit, that was useful. So I love expressing myself in this way, and I'm actually energetically designed to share and to express myself in this way, not just to network in person. So the point when I did some writing on this and boiled it all the way down, what I'm sharing online is number one, right? And when I was doing some writing before and reflecting on that whole raving fans thing and just whole like I was just in my zone doing some journaling, right? What once you when you're online, once you plant seeds of awareness, which is like showing up and saying, "Hey, I do this," then those seeds start to sprout. Okay. And this is where the consistency thing comes in, because you got to like consistently water it with water and like sunlight and fertilizer, make sure there's access to all of that. So, consistency, once these seeds start to sprout and you're saying, "Hey, this is what I do," um, when they start to sprout, that's when people see them. Okay. And then they'll first, um, see them, see you, see us, see me, and take an interest or not. And that interest is based on, like some on some level they align or they are interested, on some level. And so when those seeds sprout and people see them, then the first thing that happens is there's interest, or there's not. And if there's interest, that's a feeling of wanting to learn more about something or someone. Okay, in particular, you know, the seeds that have been planted and the person who's planted them, there's an interest around that, wanting to learn more. Again, why consistency is so important. Um, yes, consistency is very important. Not necessarily on the put videos out every week, right? But just in the continuously watering and making sure that you can say, "Yep, I'm standing up every day and watering these seeds." And so when the interest is formed, then if what they're learning more about aligns with them and you know aligns with their values, aligns with their desires, aligns with their journey and who they are as a person, which is why it's important to be authentic and to show who you are, because people buy and, want to be in relationship with not what you can do, but who you are, right? They don't buy the thing, they buy the person, right? So you are selling yourself. Now, if what they learn more about aligns with them, then this drives them to invest. Okay. And when they invest, what they're doing is they're creating a deeper interest. They're creating a deeper interest, and giving and investing more of their time that they could be spending with their family, more of their energy that they could be spending doing other things, and more of their resources, money included, to um, to learn more and to be more invested in the journey that you're offering or that I'm offering. So once they've invested that new level of depth, right? Then the next part is, if you are who you say you are, once they invest and they're in a deeper relationship with you, if they feel that you have delivered on your promise, and that includes you are who you say you are, not just who you are online is who you are online, and then when you get in there, you're completely different. If you are who you say you are and you can do what you say you can do, you are capable of doing what you say you can do, then they are naturally more involved, right? Or intimate with us, with you, you know? So from those seeds, you can create intimacy, right? Because if you water it and you do this last part really well. So, going back one step, if you're capable of doing what you say you can do and you are who you say you are, that is the grounds for um, nurturing a really beautiful relationship and creating intimacy, right? Relationship. I know we're talking in a like business work sense, but these things, like, to my next point that I'm about to make, this is how we want to look at it, right? We are becoming more involved with people who invest. And that people who are involved or closer to us and feel more connected to us, right? They are the ones that go and tell people about the experience that they've had. They are the people who talk about you behind your back in ways that uplift you, right? And that's what you call a raving fan. Now, here's the thing, and here's the key to it all, is that you knowledge is knowledge, and it's what you do with it, and it's the attitude behind the knowledge. You can know this formula or strategy or method or whatever, because it actually is, right? Plant a seed, there's interest, they invest, and then, they become more intimate. So you could write that method down and try to do it, right? But it's about who you're being behind it. So the key to all of this is that you do all of that, not for you, but for them. And what I mean by that is knowing that method is one thing, and it's how you use it is another. So for me, showing up on social media is for the people that are waiting to connect deeper and create a deeper relationship through a journey with me. And everything I'm sharing is for them, not for me. Why is it for them? Everything I'm sharing is to educate or bring awareness to the journey that they'll go on. I'm not selling iPhones or physical products. I'm not selling physical products. I'm selling a new version of you. I'm selling a new way of being, a new trajectory for one's life. I'm selling potential. I'm selling passion, purpose, legacy, all of those things. As someone once said, you can't put in a wheelbarrow. You can't, it's not physical. So my job is to paint pictures and share stories about the journey you're going to go on, and to have people being more at ease about the potential fears that can come up about taking a journey like this. That's the purpose of me showing up online, so that there's stories being spoken and that people can put themselves at ease enough to consider taking, these kinds of journeys, or creating these new levels within themselves. So that is my job from here on out, is to do that, and then just connect with people and meet them where they're at, and yeah, create connection, and just see what's there, and the other part of my job is to keep my vessel, my waka, aligned to love. There's two forces in this world: fear or love, scarcity or serendipity. And I'm about to post a little blog or post on this. Scarcity, when that shit takes over, force, control, planning, plotting, hoping, wishing. But there's fear behind it, that there's not enough. Serendipity asks you to surrender all of that and trust. To trust, just to love what you're doing. love what you're doing right now. Do the things you love, and honestly just trust life. And that's actually one of my purpose and my gene keys. My life's work is to be in a state of, is to align with serendipity and to trust. And that is being in a state of love. So this is my wrap up of going back into business in this series, because now I'm in it. And this just helps you understand, if you've been watching these videos, everything I'm sharing now is about the journey ahead, right? And speaking to the journey ahead. So I'm going to leave it here. Thank you so much for being, coming on running down the runway with me. And now we take off, right? Now we set sail. We're living in the reef. We've gone beyond the reef now, and we're out. So I invite you to stay connected on that journey, on this journey with me. And just know, as I wrote on Facebook, like, this work is going to take a village. And so whichever way you're connected to Kapa Ora Collective or myself, I appreciate you. As I said, you may not work with me directly, but you may be inspired enough to, you're having a conversation, you say, hey, have you heard of Kapa Ora Collective? I appreciate you. If you're behind the scenes doing that, I appreciate you. And I know that there are many that do that. And that, to me, is as valuable as working with me directly. You know what I mean? And I truly mean that with my whole heart, because it takes a village, front and back. So this is me signing off from this series. From here on out, you'll just see, YouTube videos on all the things, right? And I'm a very organized, systematic person, so there's playlists for the relevant things. Nothing would shit me more than having like just all these videos just all in one playlist, and you have to kind of sift through. So everything's bucketed and organized. So a lot of human design stuff, a lot of how to actually work through your inner stuff, a lot of that coming out. And then we've got the navigation, the Native Navigation podcast. So that is on Spotify at the moment, and I'm working to bring there won't be any video, because I really just want the audio, but I'm working or feeling into bringing them over to YouTube and just having a playlist of Native Navigation episodes. So that's all about, firstly, connecting and collating the stories of other people, where they're sharing their stories about navigating what it's like to walk in two worlds, or walk between two versions of themselves, and just their story of how they've done that. And then also it's about sharing similar knowledge to what I'm sharing on YouTube, but just through audio. So that's where I'm going to be at. Most of my content on social media will be cut up snippet versions of the YouTube videos. So if you're already here on YouTube binging out, then you're already in the right place. I'm really, for once, feeling not under pressure to do live videos on social media. And I think that works well with my open throat. I'm here to share, but not under pressure. Yeah. And so creating on YouTube really helps me to just jam and know that people are coming onto YouTube to learn. Like, if you're on YouTube like me, like, I'm coming to learn. I'm not coming just to scroll, right? I'm coming to watch 20, 30, an hour long video. So, and then the shorter stuff on social media is for quick education, and planting those seeds, and a way for people to build interest if that's what if it interests them. So I'm really going to leave it here, okay? And yeah, I'll see you where I see you. Kia ora.